how's it going? I'm Dan. I'm going to be doing my 2025 prediction as a bingo card today. It's literally the final day of 2024. In a few hours, it's going to be 2025. The way this works is if I get 4 in a row at the end by the end of 2025, then I don't know, I get named Nostradamus or something. I don't know what I win. I'll be surprised if I do get 4 in a row because some of these are pretty outlandish. But if you're new here and you want to see more content from me, maybe hit that subscribe button so you see future videos from me in 2025. I'd really appreciate it. Anyways, let's get into it. So this is my bingo card for the year. I will explain each one of them in detail. Some of them may make more sense than others. Some of them are more outlandish than others. Obviously, my very first prediction is that GTA 6 will dominate 2025. I predict it's probably going to come out in... Right now, we don't know the actual date of GTA 6 being released. We know it's 2025, but there's no indication of when. I'm putting it now in the universe that this is going to be released in September 2025. I hope in a year's time when I'm reviewing this video... I'm close, but I think September 2025. But regardless of that, I think with the trailers and the sneak peeks that Rockstar are going to provide to us, it's going to dominate social media. It's going to dominate everything, even before the game is released. And as soon as the game is released, it's going to dominate. I predict further that it's probably going to dominate 2026 as well. But we'll just focus on 2025 today. So that's my first prediction. My next prediction is the Minecraft movie will flop, but it will create a resurgence in Minecraft, like a hyper trend in Minecraft. So I think the movie is going to do terribly among people that actually have played the game and like the game and are familiar with the game. But I think it's going to do well broadly because people that don't play the game, like, I don't know, parents and things like that, are going to see the movie and they'll probably get interested in it. I don't know. I think it's going to have a resurgence in terms of Minecraft's popularity. Even though it's very popular, I think it's going to have a massive resurgence for a short period of time. But I think the movie itself is going to flop. I mean, I've seen the trailer. I'm not too impressed by it. They should have Sonic'd that. But that's by the by. The next prediction I have is that, I know I've put the Russia-Ukraine thing, but I think all wars are still going to continue to go on. Unfortunately, this is my more morbid prediction. I think, unfortunately, what we're experiencing right now isn't going to be done in 2025. Hopefully, like, there's some things that are starting to wind down, but I don't think by any stretch of any measure that this is going to calm down by then. My next prediction, which is a lot more optimistic, is that Twitch is going to have its best year ever in its entire existence. Now, the reason I say that is because I think that Twitch is on the rise. I think Twitch as a popularity thing is growing and growing. And the numbers show that it's growing and growing. I mean, the numbers show that Twitch viewer base and the hours watched on Twitch have grown massively. Like, we have streamers like Kai Cenat and Queso and all these other big streamers that have popped off in 2024. I think that's going to continue in 2025. The only thing that I would say about Twitch, this is my caveat, and I did a video about this, is that Twitch financially is really bad. Like, really, really bad. Under the hood, it's bad. When you look everywhere else, it's doing well. It looks nice. But under the hood, the financials aren't good. The only reason that Twitch is even alive under the hood is because Amazon is pumping as much money into it as possible. But also, I think GTA 6 being released in 2025 is going to also give a massive uplift to the platform. That's my other prediction. My next prediction is the king dies. It's a pretty extreme prediction. It's a pretty extreme one. But the reason I say that is because he got diagnosed with cancer this year. I think it was this year. But he got diagnosed with cancer. And nothing really has been said about that since. It's been quite quiet. And he is obviously quite old. Maybe 2025 we might see a new monarch. It'll be insane if that does happen. That's one of my more extreme predictions. But yeah, I think that's going to happen. Maybe going to happen. My next prediction is that Apple comes out with an insane product. I put the Apple car here and the Apple house here. But I actually think, on a serious note, Apple hasn't done anything major in years. They haven't released anything new in years. It's just been the same renditions of stuff. So the iPhone, then the iPad, and then the iWatch. But over the past few years, there's not really been anything new that they've added. And Apple's got the money right now. They've got the resources. I feel like they've been holding back some projects for a while to develop them further, and then 2025 they're just going to shock release them. They're going to do a Steve Jobs, and they're going to pull the Nano out of the pocket and go, look at this new thing. I think they're going to do something like that. They're going to pull something out of thin air that we're going to go, what the hell? Where did Apple bring this from? I don't know whether it will be the iCar or the iHouse. That's more of a joke. But, you know, I do think it's going to be something insane. My next prediction, which I actually really believe, and we'll probably find out within the next 30 days of me recording this video, but I think TikTok is not going to get banned in the US. I think TikTok is actually finally going to become mainstream. I think TikTok's finally going to come out of the band of being kind of like, oh, we're a bit nervous about this platform and, oh, it's still new kind of thing. I think TikTok is finally going to reach its not maturity, but it's going to join the cool kids club. It's going to finally be with Instagram and Facebook and YouTube and all that, and finally be recognized as a serious platform. And the threats of banning are going to go. I don't think it's going to get banned. I think it's going to be saved at the 11th hour, or it's going to get reinstated. That's my prediction. It's an optimistic one. A negative one here. The US is going to have some sort of financial crisis. And I want to be a bit more specific about this prediction. The US is going to keep doing well, but I think this year something is going to happen that is going to cause an issue. And I think the things that might happen are either related to the US debt, the US spending, or something completely left field, like some bubble that we haven't quite noticed yet, and it bursts. But it's not going to cause like a 2008 financial crisis, or it's not going to cause a massive thing, but there's going to be something this year. They've had too many years of something going really well, you know. I think this year something's going to just wobble a little bit. It's not going to fall, but it's going to wobble. My next prediction is that Snapchat tries to sell itself, or it has a buyer. Snapchat has notoriously not made any money for, well, I think it hasn't made any money ever. I'm pretty sure it hasn't made any money ever. But I think Snapchat this year is going to do a Twitter, and it's going to get bought out. I feel like it might get bought out by Meta. Meta's the obvious one. I mean, Meta tried to buy Snapchat almost a decade ago now, and they went no. But a lot of things have changed in a decade. And I feel like the pressures of all these other social media giants like TikTok and YouTube and all that are kind of putting a bit of pressure on Snapchat, making them feel a bit left out. And I feel like Snapchat is going to make the decision to join a bigger team so that they can stay in the spotlight. I feel like that might happen. My next prediction is that Instagram Threads, is either going to get shut down or it's going to get completely renovated. I think it came out 2022. It came out and it went like that. It blew up and everyone thought Twitter was going to get pummeled by it. But then it just died off. People used it for like 5 minutes and then that was it. I've been on Instagram Threads recently just to find out, and it gets really low amount of people using it. This year, Meta's either going to decide to completely shut it down, like just wipe the slate clean, done and dusted, or they're going to decide that maybe we need to revamp it. Maybe they might integrate Threads more heavily into Instagram and it no longer become a separate platform, but they kind of like bulk it onto Instagram so that Instagram like expands out, because Instagram hasn't particularly been doing great the past few years since TikTok came around. So maybe they might do that, but I think something to do with Threads this year is going to happen. My next prediction is that the Talk to a podcast dies. This is such a niche one. I can't even believe I'm saying this prediction. So obviously Hayley Welch, she blew up on social media this year for going Hawk Tour. And then somehow she's now got her own podcast where she's got guests like Mark Cuban and I think Snoop Dogg, or I don't know whether that's true, but big celebrities coming on the podcast. I don't know how this has happened, but anyways, as of now, she's launched a crypto coin, did a pump and dump, disappeared off the internet, and I feel like 2025 is unfortunately going to be the end of the Talk to a podcast. That's my prediction. My next prediction is that AI videos are going to get insane, like absolutely insane. I mean, we've seen the craziness of how the difference, I saw a video, the difference between AI videos, AI generated videos in 2023 compared to 2024, and it was just leaps and bounds. So I think 2025, you're going to be able to have like full scale Disney animations through AI. The rate in which they're developing through video is just insane. So who knows? I think there's going to be whole animated series and everything created through AI within either 2025 or maybe 2026. The next one is another social media. I'm really going for the social medias, but I think it's going to be a big year for social media. Elon tries to sell X, a bit like Snapchat, but I think Elon just kind of gives up on it. The election's already happened. He's kind of like meh about it. I don't think it fits into his particular agenda now. This year, X is he's either going to just kill it, he's going to do a Vine, he's just going to kill it, or because he's got the money, he can afford to just like go, right, gone. 42 billion just thrown out the window, failed experiment, done and dusted. Or he's going to sell it for parts to another social media giant. Maybe this year is going to be a big year for like consolidating loads of different social media platforms together. My next prediction is that Bitcoin crashes. I think Bitcoin is going to crash. It reached $100,000 for the first time ever. We could talk about the legitimacy and the long-term sustainability of Bitcoin. However, when there's always a big rise, there's always a big fall. It's gone up like that. It's going to crash again. So since it was first conceived, you kind of have this trending line. But I feel like it's going to crash, but then keep going up, if that makes sense. That's my prediction on that one. Speaking of cryptocurrencies and things like that, something we haven't heard in a while, which I think might come back in 2025, is NFTs. Yay! God, my voice cracked there. NFTs, they've been dead for like 4 years now. They were like a massive thing. There was a massive crash. FTX went bust. So many things went wrong, and NFTs just died off into the distance. We got a good old crypto punk here. I have a feeling that this year NFTs are going to make a resurgence. I don't know why, but I just have a gut feeling about it. This is just one of my gut feeling things. And then my final prediction. I have a feeling a political leader anywhere in the world might be assassinated. For whatever reason, it seems to be a bit of an insane year for assassination attempts. Not just on like Western leaders, but like across the world. I feel like there's going to be another assassination attempt that happens, but that's just kind of like my kind of, that's my easy one. That's the throwaway one. But those are my 2025 predictions. 2024 has been an interesting year. For me, it's been very interesting. I've learned a lot of lessons. It hasn't been the best year for me personally, and the reason I'm talking about this is because I know I'm going to watch this video in a year's time when I do my follow-up. I am going to do a follow-up by the end of 2025, going over which one of these predictions were right and wrong, and see if I get bingo, and see if I become Nostradamus. I don't know, but 2024 has been a difficult year personally for me, so I'm personally hoping 2025 is better. I'm hoping I'm not watching this video in a year's time, reacting to it, going, oh, 2025 was no better. I'm really hoping that I go, yeah, 2025 was better. So down in the future, I really hope the end of 2025 was better than 2024. And I also hope that your 2025 is better than your 2024 if you did have equally as bad a 2024 as I did. I hope your upcoming year is fruitful and fun and successful, and yeah, I'm gonna do a follow-up video on this I'll do it on the 31st of December 2025. Literally exactly a year from now. And I hope that you all have an amazing new year. And I'll see you next year. That was so cringe. That was so cringe.